Let me tell you a story.
On a cold winter morning, my wife and I enter a historic building. It's freezing outside and we're in desperate need of warmth. This building is gorgeous, built back when beauty actually mattered in construction. And the walls are lined with strong hands, determined eyes, and people putting their life's work out on the table. Fresh apples and cider, handmade soap put together without chemicals, the best cheese you'll ever eat. Welcome to our farmers market. In here, life is different than outside these walls. It's slower, more natural, more authentic. The people who work here just harvested their food miles away and probably only hours ago to bring it to us to help nourish our bodies and souls. Everyone in here is relaxed and happy, and it honestly feels like we're just getting a warm hug. It's a place you want to be in a community you want to support because you know it doesn't only benefit us, but that we're benefiting the people who sustain us as well. And then we went to Target. As soon as I enter that building, the fluorescent lights are blinding. The place is packed and everyone seems stressed out. There's a couple arguing about how long they've already been there. There's kids either on iPads or browsing for expensive makeup. One customer kind of loses their cool at a cashier, and the whole place just feels miserable. I look around and see a bunch of plastic junk, most of which will probably be in a landfill within 6 months. As we get up to the cashier, they just look tired, and I have to give my obligatory, no, I don't have the Target app.
When it was our turn to check out, we asked the cashier how her day was going. She sighed and said it was okay, but I think that was actually the first time anyone had asked her that all day. To me, the difference in experience between the farmers market and Target that day explains why our consumer culture has become so miserable. You see, over the years, our system has become very optimized and productive and efficient, but it's also become destructive and less human as a result, and it leaves us just with this icky feeling whenever we're being sold to or have to buy something. So in today's episode, we're going to look at why becoming a consumer has become so miserable and how our system has gotten so destructive. But it also doesn't have to be this way, which is why we're going to look at ways we can resist this system and create one that focuses on connection and beauty and creation instead of destruction. Let's get to it.
My name's Pete, social studies teacher, writer, and adventure lover. I feel we're more disconnected from nature than ever before, and that reconnecting will make us happier and healthier, which is why I'm on a quest to find slow, natural, and sustainable ways of living that improve our lives, strengthen our communities, and heal our planet. This is Reconnection.
Our globalized industrial economy provides many amazing benefits, like this. The fact that I can get a fresh strawberry and cover it in chocolate and enjoy it in the middle of winter in upstate New York is incredible. We have access to more stuff and more convenience and more comfort than ever before. In theory, this should feel like a utopia. So why does it feel so miserable? It's almost as if getting everything we want, when we want, how we want, doesn't actually lead to a happier life. You see, there are three main factors for this. The first has to do with the way businesses have been structured over the last generation. That then creates a certain amount of pressure on us as consumers that we really haven't experienced to this extent before. But beneath those, there's a deeper factor that I think is the root cause of all of this malaise. But first, let's start with business.
Up until fairly recently, economies and markets were more localized. If you needed something, chances are you would go to a local artisan or specialist to fulfill your needs. Think going to the butcher versus buying prepackaged meat at a supermarket. Of course, there'd be goods from other places too. Cross-cultural trade is one of the staples of human civilization, and it's not an inherently bad thing.
This system can be referred to as a local or moral economy, which is where community bonds are really tight and most trade occurs at a local scale. However, over the past generation, our scale has gone from local to global.
In the post-war years, there was an increased emphasis on companies, for the most part, taking care of their employees. There was pride in employing large numbers of people and providing a good life for those workers. Companies like Endicott Johnson would even provide housing subsidies, healthcare, and community programs for employees and their families. While this didn't occur with every company, of course, it was a general trend in the mid-century.
Over the past 40 to 50 years, publicly traded companies have gone from a system of supporting the employees and communities they need to a system of infinite growth and endless quest for profit. Obviously, they always need profits, but something feels different about this. You see, businesses and our society at large has subscribed to a philosophy of limitless infinite growth on a planet with finite resources, which, yes, is as dumb as it sounds. The problem with this is that companies started chasing profit at all costs. And what does that mean? How do you do it? Well, you lower wages, you fire employees, you cut community programs, you cheapen the quality of the products that you sell. In essence, you destroy. Destruction is cheap and efficient and often productive for the bottom line. Creation, on the other hand, while fulfilling, is inefficient and often expensive. But it's creation that makes us human.
This endless need for profit means that companies need to convince us that we need to keep giving more of our money to them, even if we already have everything we need. Hence the rise of surveillance capitalism, behavior modification, manipulative advertising, and social pressure that we're all exposed to every day.
When we watch TV or scroll through social media or even just walk around town, we're being constantly bombarded with thousands of ads per day, with some estimates being up to 10,000 ads per day by the average American. When we see this, it creates a constant undercurrent of pressure to consume. And I mean, they don't even call us humans anymore. They refer to us as consumers, which is really disgusting when you think about it. And whether you like it or not, we all feel this pressure to keep up with the Joneses. When we see someone we admire or aspire to be out in the world or online consuming something, we instinctively think, man, if I had that thing too, maybe I could be like them. Even construction workers don't want to bring Stanleys to the work site anymore because now it's associated with like high school girls and influencers. So, like it or not, we all succumb to these pressures. An example of this is my students with Snapchat. One day I asked them, do you really need the Snapchat corporation to be the middleman for your friendships? And a few of them actually looked up and said, when you put it that way, it does sound kind of weird, so I guess not, but everyone uses it, and I feel like I'm missing out if I'm not, so I kind of have to. This example to me highlights this social pressure that has been created to consume useless products that are made to feel necessary when they're not. And when a company like that can manipulate almost an entire generation, it shows how powerful these forces have become.
It's hard to be content when there's pressure to always be on, to be caught up, to have an opinion, to keep up with the latest trends, to artificially connect with everybody. It's exhausting, empty, and some may say miserable.
So this constant push for endless products and the social pressure it creates are two of the reasons why being a consumer nowadays feels so miserable. We're pressured into buying crappy products that we don't need, that stress us out financially, and that require more work for us to be able to afford. I mean, when you look at it that way, no wonder it feels so miserable. But I believe there's an even bigger factor that contributes to this misery, one that goes beyond just looking for quarterly gains or seeing new products on social media. And it comes down to one key factor: connection. Take a look at these two jackets. Now, this jacket right here was made by a multinational corporation, and I don't know anything about its process. This was probably made by a subcontractor who was subcontracted by a contractor that responds to the actual company whose brand is on this tag. I don't know who made this, what their name is, how much money they made, if they were having a good day, if they're proud of their work. I don't know exactly what part of what country this was made in or where it was shipped to before it reached the store where I bought it. Ultimately, I'm completely disconnected from the creation of this jacket. This jacket, on the other hand, was made by my wife. She made this for me for my birthday using fabric that I picked out and that I really liked. I know how long she worked on this. I know that she got frustrated at certain parts. I know that she actually bled a little bit. She poked herself with a needle, and that blood is probably somewhere in here. I don't think there's any sweat or tears though. I also saw the look of pride and satisfaction on her face when she gave this to me as a present. Ultimately, I'm fully connected to this jacket, and it makes me want to protect it, to take care of it, to make sure it's in good shape, and that if I was to purchase this from my wife or someone like her who made it, that they were fairly compensated. So what we see here, guys, is that disconnection can lead to an exploitative system that just keeps us in the dark and that we end up not really caring too much about. Whereas connection makes us wholly invested in not just the product, but the people who are making it.
Over time, we've come to completely rely on disconnected systems to supply the products in our life. Body products, furniture, clothing, we've gone from having local artisans and experts to increasingly relying on global corporations for every little need. This isn't to say that we should never buy things from other parts of the country or world. It's a necessity in today's day and age. It keeps costs low and provides necessary goods to folks who otherwise would go without. But if we want stronger community ties, greater resilience against economic and environmental crises, and a deeper sense of satisfaction in life, then we need to shrink the radius of our consumption as much as we can and not solely rely on a disconnected process.
In addition to the environmental and human costs of a disconnected system, one of the worst outcomes of this is that it encourages us to become cold to environmental destruction, indifferent to human suffering, all too accepting of an economic system that is driving us off a cliff. When we don't know anything about our system, we're more likely to shrug it off and accept it when we hear about environmental destruction or human rights abuses because the convenience takes over. But when we are connected with our system, we're encouraged to not just cherish it, but to bring dignity to it, to the people involved, to the products that are created, and we want to create something that sustains the people, the products, and the environment instead of destroying it, because we realize that by being connected to these things, we rely on them as well. When we do this, consumption does not become just a necessary evil, it becomes something beautiful. To me, there's no greater example of the power of natural living than that morning at the farmer's market.
Our society, the machine, wants us to go fast, to overwork and overspend in the service of infinite growth on a planet with finite resources, to ignore community in favor of capital, to purchase cheap goods made with slave labor that are meant to be chucked after a few uses so we can move on to the next purchase, to become so strung out that we snap at each other over the smallest things. Because as long as we're swiping that card and accumulating more debt, familiar relationships are unimportant. As long as the family consumes, society can continue. Happy or sad, it doesn't matter. Only the statement does. A slower, more natural lifestyle, on the other hand, brings life. It recognizes that bonds are more important than stocks, that how something is made matters as much as how it's used, that we're all in this together. It's not really a competition, and we need to help out where we can. It reminds us that life is fleeting and precious. It teaches that small moments and gestures can have big impacts. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us that we're not the center of life. We are a small speck on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam, as Carl Sagan put it. We are part of a system, one that we can't break free from no matter how hard we try or how much we lie to ourselves. We are part of the natural world, like it or not. Slowing down and engaging in it reminds us of that fact, which brings peace, comfort, and a sense of belonging.
Here's the thing. I don't think anyone actually wanted to be at Target that day. No one wants to feel so stressed out that they snap at a store employee. No one wants to feel so financially burdened that they're maxing out another credit card for crap that they don't need. No one wants to participate in a destructive system, but that's what our current system demands. It doesn't care if we have great mental health, or if our family situation is in good standing, or if our community is tightly bonded together. All it cares about is the bottom line. And if those other factors get destroyed in service of that, well, then so be it. But there is another way. You see, I hope all those people at Target one day find themselves sauntering through the same farmer's market that I was. I hope that their stress melts away as they enter a calm place full of people who have put their life's work on the table for them with pride and dignity. I hope they have the best food they've ever tasted. They get to shake the hand that feeds them. I hope they feel inspired to protect and honor the people and the products and the community from which their consumption comes. Because once you experience this, there is no going back. This plants seeds of discontent deep within our psyche. And at first, our resistance is a little timid, but over time, it becomes more determined. We become dedicated to being connected to the products, the people, the community, and the environment that sustains us, and the creation that all of that puts in front of us, that turns consumption from this ugly, dirty, destructive thing that we're so used to a beautiful process that not only helps us, but helps the people that are creating the things that we need. There is another way. There are pockets of resistance all over the place, but many of them are kind of hidden. It's up to us to look up, to pay attention, to find them, and to support them. That is the way out of this consumer hell.